going to feel a little bit different when you walk outside of this tunnel today. You look across the field and you look up in the stands. It's not your typical Friday. Okay, it's a little bit different. There's 32 of us left. And make no mistake about it, the team across the way, they're accustomed to winning. They're accustomed to winning championships. And they came here with the exact same mindset as you. Advance and make it to the round of 16. Now, their plan is very, very simple. They intend fully to impose their will on you physically. Well, we will not be willed upon. We will not be pushed around inside of our stadium. We'll be first to the punch. We'll escalate it all day long, and we'll finish very, very strong. You hit them right out of the gate from the very first snap, and you let them have it every single play after that. Let's go! Our unit, this unit right here! 4 on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Playing Odessa, like you said, their storied program, and it was really cool getting to play them because, you know, everybody has seen Friday Night Lights, especially in Texas. So we were all watching the Friday Night Lights before the game. When we got on the field, they were all chanting, the other stands was chanting Mojo, Mojo, and, you know, that was pretty cool to hear because you hear it in the movies, but then you hear it in person and you're like, wow, this is, you know, really cool.
The second round playoff opponent was iconic. Odessa Permian, being the focal point of Friday Night Lights, wanted for us to flip with a home and home away situation. So it was Ratliff Stadium versus UTA. And we actually won that flip, and now we're able to host our second playoff game in a row, which is the first time that's ever happened. It was the Friday after Thanksgiving. It was a beautiful 70-degree day, and it was a packed house, about an hour and a half before kickoff. So just an electric environment, a one-loss Odessa Permian team versus a one-loss Arlington Martin team, and just a big heavyweight battle. The game was televised locally.
That was one of the better atmospheres I've ever played in. And I played in some pretty cool atmospheres, but, you know, playing against them was really cool. You know, we got to see how their style of football is out in West Texas. It's much different from us in the Metroplex. So.
Punches through the extra point, and the Warriors go up 14-3.
We weren't too used to playing that style of football. You know, they had a lot behind their name. You know, Odessa Permian, you know, Mojo and everything like that. You know, with them having a movie about their team, you know, it kind of you know, pumped us up because we knew that we were going to be on a platform that weekend, and we knew we were going to be able to have potential to, you know, make a statement that night, let everybody know that, you know, this is how we played in the Metroplex.
Studying film, I had to take a break just so I could go watch Friday Night Lights. That was my film session. You know, what an experience just to be able to play such a historic program like that, and just seeing how much people, they said they was going to travel. They came about 5 buses. Coach Reeves talked all week about how they play West Texas football, which is like, we're either going to beat their butt or they're going to beat ours. So it's going to come down to the wire. They're a run team just like us, so best teams are going to win, and we're going to find out real fast.
And in the midst of what was a little bit of a seesaw back and forth game, Jace Godley scoops up a fumble and runs it back 102 yards for a touchdown that blows the game wide open.
We got 4:59 right now. Wind's in their face. This is a monster football play right here. This is a huge football play. Put it where you're supposed to put it, and let's go get our football right now, boys. Here we go, baby.
It's what kids read about growing up. It is Texas high school football, and I think that it was one of the strongest weeks of preparation we had, being able to just get to have another week to play football, because not every team gets to play it in the playoffs, but, you know, not just to be so blessed that we get to play in the playoffs, but we're also playing the Permian Panthers. So there was a lot of film watching. There was a lot of conditioning and hard practicing. There was a lot of outside effort that was put in, you know, being able to go into the trainer and get treatment. I feel like everybody really knew what we were facing, and I think that we took complete advantage of that situation and did it to the fullest of our abilities, and that's what led us to succeed.
So we went out there just showing them that we weren't just the kids that they were thinking they were making us out to be. You know, we're just not city boys thinking we have it all, but we just went out there and showed them how we play our brand of football and just had fun with it.
Pass 27-3, Warriors out front. Home to Permian High School Panthers.
Every player, every person on the sidelines, for the duration, it's a scoreless ball game. Them and theirs versus us and ours. The grit of West Texas football. A message of relentless effort. Relentless. Finishing every block, rallying off of every single dive, keep hit, lock in, your job. Drop them up. Hey boys, set the tone right here. Don't let them breathe. Don't let them breathe. Set the tone.
It's going to be black 3, okay? It's going to be black 3. We're going to hang it up in the air, okay? Tone setter. Here we go. Feet on 3. 1, 2, 3.
I remember showing up there, just throwing the ball around in the field. 2 hours before the game was even starting, their stands were filled. They definitely travel, definitely had a good physical football team, great physical football team. But I feel like our defense, they were very prepared in what they were doing with the man concept and took advantage of what they were doing to hold them, and our offense definitely knew what they were doing, ran the ball over them, we passed all over them, pretty much got out there, got after it.
Odessa Permian was like South Lake, one of the premier programs in the country. Coming into the game, we knew they were going to play physical, and they were going to run the ball. They played smash mouth football, and we knew we were going to have to be physical and come out hard and have a dog mentality.
And the extra point is good. And here with 8:32 left in the third quarter, Warriors up 34-3.
And that game was I feel like was a great preparation from the next round as well, because they were a sharp team, and everything like that. They had execution, but we came out on top because we stayed disciplined. We made plays, we flew around, we matched the level, and we played with more intensity, and we were able to execute that night.
That was a totally different atmosphere. It didn't feel like a high school game. That was like a college game. Bringing in plays was a challenge, Just coming off the field, you couldn't have conversations with anybody. But it was something I'll always remember, just being, I was so proud to be able to just play with that team, play against them, and definitely come out on top. We had a great game.
And again, allows us in a very unique situation, 2 rounds deep into the playoffs, to empty the bench and let every player in our program have an opportunity to experience a big game type of atmosphere and advance to the 3rd round.
Warriors go up 41-3 here in the second round playoff action.
2 quick things before we do. Number 1, Martin Warriors, Allen Eagles, Friday night. Allen beat South Grand Prairie 28-14. It was a 14-14 ball game in the 4th. We got to get better, but I can't wait to take another crack at it. Secondly, Mr. Bruce Chambers has a presentation.
Oh, yeah. Martin Warriors, congratulations, guys. This Martin Warriors yours. Yeah!
But the atmosphere was great. The stands at UTA were packed, and just playing them was just a pretty cool feeling to play a storied team like that. So.